am Yonni Hoffman, and I lead the lodging business for KONE Americas. And today, I want to talk a little bit about kind of our view of the smart building. And we're going to look at this with BIM to a certain extent, but also how that big data is coming through the life of the building and how it's being used in all aspects. But before we get into the actual details of that smart building, as Dick alluded at the beginning, we want to look at a little bit of how we got here. Why are we looking at the smart building? Okay, I've got the wrong button. How about that one? So at KONE, we see the two mega trends that aligns with exactly the introductory comments with urbanization and technological disruption. So with urbanization, that's simply the movement of people from the rural to urban areas. And what we've found is that globally, about 200,000 people are making that move every day. And you combine that with an increasing middle class, an aging population, and a growing number of single-person households, and it's no wonder that more and better buildings are a requirement. And the infrastructures around those buildings are having to be expanded as well to keep up with the people flow requirements in the full area. So with technological disruption, things are changing constantly. Rapid technological improvements in mobility, connectivity, and computing power are affecting everything we're doing. And people expect speed, efficiency, and transparency in every aspect of their life. Increases in automation, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing, along with new digital tools, are changing how we work. So as this digitalization continues to accelerate, we are realizing that everything is connected. From our perspective, our field service technicians have always been connected to each other, by phone. They're connected to us, in the central office, but now we're connecting them to the buildings and to the equipment that they service. And this is allowing us to become even more transparent in our offerings and help meet our customers' expectations of convenience and efficiency throughout the flow of the building. So with urbanization, digitalization, this technological disruption, it's not a surprise that the way buildings are being designed, managed, and built is changing. So these are kind of the four categories that we're really seeing this impact. So first with the smart design. These are the tools that architects are using to plan and model their work. With the construction, these are the innovations that allow those plans to actually come out of the ground and be built. Third is the building management portion of it. So this is how we're bringing together the data analytics and the cloud computing sensors so that we can truly move that needle from preventative maintenance to predictive maintenance. And last, with the smart lobby, we'll look at kind of how that holistic view of the flow of people through the building is shifting how it operates. So with smart design, the way that architects work has changed dramatically over the past 10 years. And so it's incumbent upon us to keep up with those changes and provide them the tools that they need to best do their work. And we've addressed this with dynamic design tools, which provide innovative output and real-time collaboration. So an architect can go into an online toolkit, put in parameters about the building, the occupancy, the rise, the usage, how many floors is it, and get outputs that are significantly more useful in the further processes than just what does it look like? What is the color? How does it look? This is actually taking it to that next level of how will it integrate with the building? Will it meet code? And so those outputs are then used into the modeling systems, but as they're going through this process, we can also help with real-time collaboration. So it's not, got to go look at the code books, call somebody, find out, get back to you next week. We can actually help keep these processes going in real time. As we look at smart construction, vertical transportation is not just a product when it comes to building a building. It often becomes quite the partnership. So what we've designed are some different tools that help with this portion of the building project. So 3D modeling, of course. This is taking those innovative outputs that we got in the architect's toolkit and putting those into these simulations and models so that they can truly understand how that elevator interacts with the building and how it fits into the full construction flow. We've also integrated 4D BIM modeling, which is bringing in time. So from our perspective, that allows us to help them understand, where do we need clear workspaces and when do we need them? Where are the material storage areas going to be? And then you can overlay that with when do the electricians need to be there? The drywallers, the plumbers, or the elevator constructors. So bringing all of this together allows us a synchronicity to occur that enables some of those productivity improvements to actually be realized. The third piece up there is professional project management. This is something that KONE has invested heavily in because we realize that all of the tools are vital, but without the clear, constant communication, the benefits that we can model and schedule may not actually come all the way through the process. We've also developed some innovative construction solutions, and a couple of those are our jump lift. So simply, this is an elevator that instead of having to wait until the building is topped out, can begin to be built along with it and can be used throughout the process. We've also got what we call our ultra rope, which is a carbon fiber version of the traditional steel rope. And so you can imagine that since it's a fraction of the weight, it has pretty significant impacts on the overhead structures required in the building reactions, and also what type of hoisting equipment is required to operate it. And as you think about some of those really tall buildings in the Middle East, that are pushing 1,000 meters, you can imagine the energy savings that comes from not having to move an extra 100 tons of steel every time that elevator system moves. It's massive, massive. So the third part of our tool set here is this building management, smart building management. And what we're aiming to provide to our buildings is a real-time view of the asset's performance, maximize the uptime of the equipment, and address problems proactively as they occur. So, how are we doing this? With Watson. So we've combined the cloud computing data with cognitive and predictive analytics, and it's enabling us to help our technicians understand what the issues are with the elevator systems, before they even arrive on site. We've got the KONE KONE's maintenance systems that's being combined with the IBM Watson platform, so we can identify those equipment needs often before the elevator's even out of service, and we can get those scheduled and planned in a proactive manner. Let's take a quick look at kind of how this is coming to life.
Pass, please.
I'm here to fix the elevator.
Nothing's wrong with the elevator.
Right.
But you want to fix it.
Right.
So who sent you?
New guy.
What new guy?
Watson.
My analysis of sensor and maintenance data indicates elevator 3 will malfunction in 2 days.
There you go.
You still need a pass.
Typical elevator guy, few words. So this partnership is allowing our 24/7 connected services to provide elevators that are intelligent, transparent, and connected. Because while the elevator technician can't be on site 24/7, Watson can keep watch. And the transparency is being delivered to customers via customizable dashboards that they can use to pull whatever data they're looking for at the time they need it and in the way they need it. And then the intelligent piece, the predictive nature of this. Give you a quick example. So elevator doors are opening, and the sensors are telling us that those doors are reopening a little more often than they usually do. So Watson can help us understand, is this a factor of a change in occupancy, or is this the beginnings of a problem that we need to dial into? And then as we go a little deeper, we can even start to understand, is this something that's just happening at the 3rd floor, or is this happening throughout the elevator system? So then when we communicate that information to our technicians, they're able to identify, okay, are we looking at potentially an interlock at floor 3, or is this the door edge that's riding along with the elevator and causing the problem at each level? So we can help them with those diagnostic capabilities before they've even set foot on the premises. And at the end of this, what we're driving at is to provide our customers data-based diagnostics, better service procedures, faster response times, and getting that equipment back in service as quickly as possible. So we've talked about how the elevators and Watson are communicating with one another. Let's just take a quick look at, we've put voices to that. So what does that really sound like?
It's a signal sent from a sensor in an elevator. Another signal from another sensor, sent every other second. It's not just a signal. It's the beginning of a new era, of elevators becoming intelligent. An elevator used to be a silent box on a rope, and now it communicates, and we can listen and uncover things we've never known before. Make intelligent decisions. Know what matters from millions of different signals and give meaning.
Land at 11 millimeters high.
Just once too often, I'll alert a technician.
For us, it means that we can predict and act, fix before breakage, tailor the perfect maintenance to an individual elevator. For you, it means improved safety, full transparency, and ease of mind, because if something would happen, we'd already know. Intelligent services for elevators and escalators are here.
So the last piece of this is the smart lobby. And this is taking a look at how people move throughout the building, not just vertically, but holistically, from the moment they enter the building until they get to their destination. So first we're looking at the experience, the ergonomics, the feeling of being in that lobby. And sometimes that also includes a personalized piece of it, a branded piece of the experience, but generally that ergonomic feeling. With the people flow, this is about reducing barriers, and certainly has a piece of it tied to accessibility and ADA, but it also brings in wayfinding. How do we get people from point A to point B as simply and efficiently as possible? Third is the safety factor of it, and this is about accessibility control, access control, sorry, where we make sure that the right people are getting past the lobby and the people that are up on the higher floors are the ones that are supposed to be there. But it's also allowing building managers to bring in the vertical transportation piece to emergency evacuation procedures. Can we really get 15% of the people out of those top floors in 5 minutes? We can use that modeling to be able to answer some of those questions and identify the best options. And the last piece there is eco-efficiency. Again, with all of the data and sensors that are available, we can help asset managers have the information they need when they need it to make the right decisions to keep moving the building toward their sustainability goals. So with all of this data, there has to be a way to visualize it, to use it, so that normal people can make sense of it. So in this situation, we're working with a hotel group, and they were having some pain points, some congestion areas. So we worked with them to monitor the check-in desk, the casino, and the restaurant in this situation. So we set some algorithms so that we knew that certain thresholds, would cause problems. So in this case on the left, the manager has received a notification that one of those thresholds has been exceeded. So he swipes on it and he gets the following information. And what this is telling him is that as it's going, the projected wait time for check-in is just over 14 minutes. Okay. That's not good. And there are 28 people in line. That's really not good for those of us that check into hotels regularly. So what this allows him is the opportunity to, reassign resources immediately. He can get people, extra people to help with the check-in, or he can take it and, maybe start bringing out refreshments to the people in line, or offering a coupon to the rooftop bar at happy hour. Whatever it takes to address those pain points in real time so that that customer's experience can be kept at the standards that they expect, and those negative experiences don't end up on Yelp or TripAdvisor. So, as we've discussed, we believe that the way buildings are being designed, built, and managed has fundamentally changed. And with our design, construction, building management, and smart lobby tools, we're excited about the opportunity to continue to evolve with that. If you have any questions, there's a lot more information at kone.us/smart, and I'll turn it back over to our moderator for the questions.